Welcome on in. It's time for another edition of Friday Night Lights. I'm Mike Fenner. She's Ashley Kaiser, and we are entering week number 2 of high school football around the area.
I can't believe it's week 2 already, Mike, but plenty of good matchups on the schedule tonight as we begin with a classic Erie County rivalry this evening in Edinburgh. General McLean hosts Fort Leboeuf. Now, last year, the Lancers took down the Bison on their home turf, so looking for revenge here. Starting in the third, second and 13 on the 21. Fort Leboeuf leads 24-21. We got Aiden Lesky carrying it in for a Bison touchdown. It's 31-21, Fort Leboeuf. The Lancers ball here now, number 20, Magnus Lloyd rushing for 16 yards for a score. It's 31-28, General McLean creeping up on the Bison. Fourth quarter here, Fort Leboeuf fighting here on the 3rd-yard line. And Lesky drives it in to the end zone for a Bison touchdown, giving them a 10-point lead. With just under 4 minutes left in the game, Fort Leboeuf defeats General McLean 38-28, and that's your final score. Head coach Justice Close.
That was a heck of a game. That's a good old ECL brawl right there. Those are the ones we love to have. Feels great to come out on top. We're just really proud of these guys and the effort they gave. We knew they could score. They're a very well-coached team. They have a lot of talent, and we knew that they could do a lot of things and get the end zone. So we just had to be relentless. We had to kind of trust each other, and we had to fight through some of our own things. And the boys were resilient today, and they kept their cool and were able to just come out on the end.
Yeah, that pain from the loss last year at home stuck with us, and I think that's what helped us push through that little drop we had in the first half.
We just kind of slowed down a little bit. I think Coach Frick probably gave one of the best pregame speeches I've ever heard, and our guys came out ready for war. We came out firing, second half came out firing, and we finished the game.
On the Plyler entry system scoreboard, Fort Leboeuf tops General McLean 38-28 to move on 2-0 on the season, winning a critical Region 5 road game at Linden Field.
Yeah, great stuff there. Great ball game tonight. Let's go to Battles Memorial Field. Bill McNally's Girard Yellow Jackets hosting Javon Johnson's Northeast Grape Pickers, one of 3 Erie County on Erie County games tonight. Northeast leading 21-0 in this one in the second quarter. Here it's a fumble, though, and Jeremiah Colon running the other way, nearly taking it back. The Picker D would stop Girard on downs. Next possession, though, first play for Northeast from their own 2. Jackson Humes, the snap goes by him through the end zone for a safety. 21-2 Pickers. Girard's on the board. Later, great Pickers with the football. Humes, who broke multiple school records in this one, finds Carter Crozier for the fade pattern in 6. Northeast cruising to a win at Girard by a final tonight of 42-2. Staying in West County now to Keck Field at Jack Bestwick Stadium. Troy Buduszewski and Harbor Creek visiting Mark Sobolewski's Fairview Tigers tonight. 13-6 Tigers leading in the 3rd. Harbor Creek looking for the tying touchdown here in the 3rd, but Tyler Benford comes away with the takeaway. The interception in the corner of the end zone as Fairview stiffens up there in the red zone. Next, Huskies possession following a punt. First play, 1-play drive, they'll take it. It's a sweep. Tyshawn Jones with a touchdown run. Harbor Creek knots it up 13-13. Next Fairview possession, quarterback Vinny Campoli finding Jake Harkness on the completion into the red zone. And then later on the drive, Campoli will score on the keeper, makes it 20-13 Tigers. Fairview adds a field goal as well. They defeat Harbor Creek at home by a final of 23-13. On the Plyler entry system scoreboard, McDowell visiting Barberton, Ohio. Trojans getting the win tonight by a final of 52-20.
These highlights from our guy Jay Puskar. Nice to see them out here. Slippery Rock versus Mercyhurst Prep from Saxon Stadium. Picking things up early in the second quarter. Lakers leading 24-7 as they force Slippery Rock to punt deep in their own territory. Got Jason Ellman fields it at the midfield, finds a seam and goes the distance for the touchdown. PAT failed, but the Lakers were rolling 32-7. Still in the second quarter here, it's Jeremy Gangska on the carry. He just overpowers everyone here on his way into the end zone. They have the lead here 36-7. Later in the first half, it's Elman with another strong carry and a Laker first down. A few plays later, here we're going to have Wallace with the pitch and the catch for a touchdown. Mercyhurst Prep improves to 2-0 on the season. They handle Slippery Rock. Mercyhurst Prep wins 49-7. All right, here we've got Seneca and Conneaut this evening. Bobcats first pass from Nolan Seasbury and the pick off the Phoenix Humphrey, and he returns it to Bobcats territory. Seneca defense would hold up on this next possession here. Seasbury would go with a little run pass option, but it got snuffed out by Logan Brucker, who dropped him for a cash sack. Eagles ensuring possession here. First and goal, it's Ben Essler to Humphrey, who takes it in for the Eagles touchdown. Conneaut wins 32-13, its first home win in 3 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
Good for those guys. Let's go to Sheen Field in Corey. Beavers hosting Oil City tonight. As we get to the action here, Oilers with the football. Cole Finley handing it off to Ethan Knox, the highlight reel running back with a big run here, putting his team into scoring territory. Later on in the drive for Oil City, Cole Finley back to pass, and towards the end zone going to find Gavin Stevens, drags the toes across the far side of the field for the first touchdown of the game there in the opening quarter. Corey responding, Nolan Carey throws up the seam, finds Mason Savitz wide open, and he will get there towards the end zone, hangs on for the Beavers touchdown as Corey gets on the board. Later though, Finley back to pass again and finds Stevens, his go-to target, putting them into scoring position on the first down pickup. Later in the drive, it's Knox going to push through for another Oiler touchdown as Oil City goes on to win this one over Corey by a final of 44-7. Let's go to West County again. Rogers Field in Albion. Northwestern hosting Grove City this evening. Wildcats come off a tough overtime loss last week. First quarter action, Hunter Holman back to pass for the Eagles. Bombs one down the field. Big first down pickup into Wildcat territory. Later in the drive, Eagles with it again. Still it's Holman. Going to throw this one out to the flat for an open Gavin Lutz. Makes one man miss, and he is gone. Grove City touchdown, 7-0 Eagles early. Northwestern defense comes up with a takeaway later in the quarter, though. Here off the play action pass. It's going to be Dalton Huff with the interception on defense for the Wildcats. But in the end, Northwestern falls in this one 62-7. Stay in Crawford County now actually head back to Crawford County, I should say. Iroquois visiting Maplewood in Guys Mills. And in the third quarter, 6-0 Tigers. How about the quick pitch here? Christian Krishak to Micah Pisarski and runs this one, making some defenders work for it. If nothing else, finally gets taken down. Now later, Maplewood with possession of the football, losing this one, and the Braves are all over it. Iroquois recovering the fumble, still a one-score game. A few plays later, though, it's Krishak intercepted over the middle by Levi Wilson for Maplewood as the Tigers take it right back. Later, it's quarterback Dominic Kinney for the Tigers, going to be sacked by Derek Factor from Iroquois, and Maplewood hangs on. They grind one out in Crawford County over Iroquois by a final of 6-0.
And to Cambridge Springs as they host Eisenhower tonight in Crawford County. To the third quarter here, Blue Devils up 14-0 on the goal line. And on third down, Josh Gordon goes up the middle and snuffed by the Knights defense, setting up 4th and goal. On the 4th down here, Brent Conneaut goes to the right side to pay dirt for 20-0. To the 4th, Blue Devils on the goal line here once again. Conneaut gets the call and takes it up the middle for a 9-yard touchdown as Cambridge Springs cruises. Cambridge Springs wins 40-0. That's your final score.
There you go. Let's go to Saegertown. Lakeview taking on the Panthers. Sailors on the road here. Pick it up in the second, 22-7 Lakeview. It's Mitchell Tingley with the football for Lakeview. Takes the toss for a big gain up the right sideline. Same drive, Leighton Zeckrell airing it out here, connecting with Blake Skiles. 36-yard touchdown in stride. Lakeview leads it 30-7. Panthers would answer on the following drive, going for it on 4th and goal from the 1. Luke Young calls his own number and works hard to get to the pylon for 6. Great effort there. In the end, however, it's Lakeview topping Saegertown by a final of 58-19. Let's get some out-of-town scores for you as well. Meadville falling tonight 27-26 to Butler. High-scoring shootout game. Titusville losing 71-48 to Sharpsville. Hickory beating Franklin 63-14. And Sharon shuts out Warren by a final of 60-0. 3 more games on Saturday in local high school football out of town. Cathedral Prep is at Canisius out of Buffalo, New York at 2 p.m. Erie is at Shaw out of Cleveland, Ohio at 2 o'clock. And Union City heads to Mercer County to take on Kennedy Catholic at 1 p.m. Let's continue with a little boys soccer again. Shout out to our guy, Jay Pushkar tonight. Cathedral Prep home for Brecksville Broadview. Just minutes into the match, Ramblers awarded a penalty kick. Senior Noah Hansel buries the PK. Ramblers up 1-0. Later in the first half, Hansel getting free and going far post for his second on the evening. 2-0 lead for Prep. And less than a minute to go in the half, it'll be Hansel completing the natural hat trick as Prep led it 3-0 at the break. Ramblers go on to knock off Brecksville Broadview by a final of 5-0 tonight on the pitch. Still to come on Friday Night Lights, we'll talk Seawolves and Otters.
Stay with us on Friday Night Lights.